So you guys were I'm hearing a lot of you guys wanted a theme song shortened, so here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Sometimes she plays them. So does that, and when she does it with the cat, does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. So, it's shorter. There you go. Crazy Cat Lady Gamer Reviewer or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair use, educational, for education and entertainment purpose.
Okay, hi everybody, Martha here. So today we're doing the second episode of Loki. So this episode, is called Variant, probably because of both of Loki and the Loki we meet at the end of the episode, because they're both variants. So, I like how at the beginning of this episode Loki's just pretty much having it being quizzed, but he has learned so far about the time place and by Miss Minute, who remember is played by Tara Strong, and she's a little hologram, and she's asking him like all the stuff that he would have learned, and while that he's doing this, he's reading one of Mobius's ski jet magazines instead of paying attention to her. When he starts then he starts hitting her with the magazine. Even though he answers most of the questions right, most of the questions right, he still fails her. She still fails him because he tried to hurt her. Not like it would hurt her. Because she is a she's not really there because since she's just a hologram, but she still fails him. So yeah, I don't like the fact that he's trying to hurt her, even though it's kind of funny. But yeah. So anyway, Mobius takes him over to 1985, because earlier in the episode we saw a bunch of agents getting hurt by the variant, and she kidnaps one of the agents after she uses that agent to help her take out the agents. So then she leaves with that agent knocked out, and they have to go. So they go to that time period, which is at a Renaissance festival, and Loki tells them before they leave, because they don't think they be able to do anything here since they're not the variant's not there. He explains to them, well, the reason why they took the agent is because they want to use her as a trap, and basically that's Wolf, and they're using it. They're using their ears, and if we go, they're gonna get the wolf's teeth. So yeah, which is basically something that they use in Norse mythology. So it's basically like they're walking into they're the chickens, and basically it's like they're the road runners with Riley Coyote, instead of Riley Coyote being a moron and failing every time with his traps. He actually succeeds with his traps and kills the Roadrunner. So yeah, that's what basically happens in this episode. So, they don't listen to Loki at all with this, wanting to go back. and Mobius goes and talks to the judge lady, and they discuss, and the judge lady tells him, "I told you shouldn't trust him. Why do you keep trusting him?" And he says, "Let's give him a little more time, and if Loki doesn't know how to use his brain, I'll destroy him myself." And basically, Mobius tells her, and there's a couple of Easter eggs, I guess. There's a pin in there that belongs to Kane the Conqueror in there. So yeah, since Kane ends up dating the judge in the comics. So yeah, and so they Loki and him go have lunch and study stuff in the library. Loki asks Loki to study all of stuff about other variants of Loki, and others, when the rest of the time the agents were encountered the Loki, which is basically the same. They end up getting killed. And so he goes and gets asked for what else can I research from one of the librarians, and she gives him stuff about the apocalypse, and gives him an idea. Because one he found was the one on Ragnarok, and he looks at it and he actually cries here at it, and yeah, people cried about it during Ragnarok or Infinity War, because we were in a war and it just happened. So yeah, so I mean, the only one that was a Cork, and he was making a joke about it. So it was nice to see somebody actually crying over Ragnarok, especially Loki here, since he's just learning about it, and he's learning now how his home gets torn to shreds. So yeah, poor guy. But it gives him an idea that if you go into a place that's about to be destroyed, and make chaos happen to place about to be destroyed, and it would still end up being destroyed, and nothing will change unless you cause somebody that's supposed to live die. Loki brings it over there and does said if I stop the Hulk from going to stop people, then so yeah. But I think because he does prove at a point to Mobius, then go to volcano is about to explode in 79 D7, and they end up he's causing chaos, letting out goats basically, and saying get out of here, get out, so it's explode, and he proves the point that see, nothing, this place still destroyed, time was still in order. So basically the reason why he brought that up to Mobius was because he did this with Mobius salad, but and ruined Mobius lunch and taking care of his drink, and he points out this is where the variant may hide from us, because it won't matter in the long run if they do anything bad in that area, because it's gonna explode. Okay, that time period's still gonna explode. It's still not gonna change anything, so it's okay for the variant to hide there. Sully, he's from me against my computer. So, anyway, so they go to a time period that's in the future in 2050, so it's 30 years from now, and they go to a place where it's a hurricane happening, and they think that's where the variant's hiding, and they which happens to be right, and they're inside of a shopping center, which still has, even though it's 30 years in the future, it still has stuff that is from our time period, which makes sense. They probably could not afford to make new stuff for this little thing, so just grab some stuff from other stores and use it for this store, or they're using another store in a city. Anyway, Loki and one of the agents, the one that captured him actually, go on their own. When Mobius goes in their direction, and they bump into a customer, and this customer is actually being controlled by the variant, and it touches the agent, and they it's actually the variant, and Loki and her talk, and Loki's like wondering what is she planning. They call each other me, because since they both think each other is superior to another, one thinks each other is lesser, which makes sense that Loki, because he's so ego driven, he thinks nobody's above him, so another version of him would think the same. So they end like offers him like, if you help me like take down the timekeepers, I'll allow you to be my lieutenant and stuff like that. But she's basically telling him, you don't matter my plan, so why would I help you with my plan if I'm just gonna end up being your plan if it's gonna make me lower. So yeah. And then she ends up making a bunch of bombs go out. They find the other agent that she captured earlier, and she explains that she gave them the location to the timekeepers. So, and then we see like a bunch of time bombs or something like that go off after like 19 minutes, and that makes a lot of different lines happen to the timeline. So this might create the multiverse right here, and we see her take off when she stops changing from people to people. She turns into. We suddenly see what she looks like, and we find out Lady Loki, and she ends up going for the door, and Loki, even though Mobius doesn't want to, he goes for the door. So I did like this episode. I like how much we see Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston talk to each other, and how much they compromise, and how much like when Tom Hiddleston was telling him, I want to go and be on a jet ski, but I can't because that would cause a time variance, and I can't. So, and so he's basically, and Loki asks him, "Is there any free will?" And you're like, and this is no, but Loki, Owen Wilson does not want to do anything to mess up the time stuff, because that's what he's created to do. But they basically point out they're basically the same. Loki doesn't believe that he's the same, because both of them were created weirdly, I guess. One was created to from time variance, and one was a frost giant, but was raised in Asgard. So yeah, and so I just like how they're a little compressed, and looks like they're not going to do that compress in this next episode, since they're going to be separated, probably. So because now Loki's on the run from them, and so is female Loki. Hopefully she has another name besides that, because I don't want to call her that. Because it's going to get kind of annoying. So probably going to continue calling her variant until she comes up with a name for her. So yeah, this episode is pretty good. I liked a lot of the Easter eggs I liked. So we got to see more of Miss Minutes. Hope we get to see some more of her again. It's nice to see like an anime character in live action doesn't look out of place. So yeah. So let's see. I'm gonna give this episode a 9 out of 10. So I'll see you guys later. Like, favorite, subscribe, and bye.